And good morning. I hope my computer's not messing up this morning because it's really acting bad. Pardon me, I still have a cough from my cold. Okay, so today we're going to be in lesson 6. So if you'll turn in your book to page 11 and 12. So we're going to learn 2 different words today. So I do not like this whiteboard, but we're going to use it. All right, so the first word we're going to learn is the word conjunction. Okay, now, if you have a railroad car, and then you have another railroad car, and they're pulling down the track, don't laugh at my drawing, because I know you want to. All right, so they're going down the track. But how are they pulling each other? They have something in between here, right, that connects them, right? And then this one connects to the next one, right? Okay, so this little thing right here, we could call it a conjunction. They're joined. These are joined by, well, I guess it would be a lock or whatever it's called, but they're conjoined. That's how they pull each other. Okay, so the words and, but, and or. These words right here act like conjunctions. How in the world do they do that? Well, if we have a short sentence like, I'm going to type this one. If we have a short sentence like, how about, Miss Shelley likes coffee. Okay, is that a sentence? Sure it is. All right, you know what else I like? Miss Shelley likes popcorn. So Miss Shelley likes coffee. Miss Shelley likes popcorn. So this sentence right here kind of would be like this first little train car. And then this sentence right here would be like this little train car. So how could we put these together and conjoin those? Well, we could say something like, Miss Shelley likes coffee and popcorn. So, and right here acts like it's a conjunction. It conjoins these sentences. Now, this would be a simple sentence, and this would be a simple sentence. When we put that together, we have a compound, because this one has one subject. Well, actually, this is direct object, and this is a direct object. We put these together, and they're compound because it uses the word and. Okay, that's just one way that we can do it. Now, you can use and, but, or. Any one of these acts like a conjunction. But that's what a conjunction does. Now, I told you, remember I said we were going to learn 2 different things today? 2 different words? Well, we are. So the next word we're going to learn, we learned conjunction. This word is compound. Now, compound has a great big meaning. You can take 2 different things, put them together, and it becomes a compound. Or it could be like a verb, and you compound things. You put them together. Okay, compound. All right, so let's go back to like the 2nd grade. And you have this little word and this little word, and you put it together. And what do we call this kind of word? Where it's 2 little words put together. Do you remember? This is called a Compound word. Is it because we compounded two little words together to make one big word? Yes, it is. So now what we're going to do is, now that we're in the 5th grade, we're going to learn more about compounds, and we're going to use conjunctions in the meantime. So look at the top of page 11, that big yellow box up there. Now, a conjunction is a joining word, and, but, or, okay? Now, look right below there. You see where it says compound subject? Compound. Remember, compound means putting two things together. So a compound subject would be like having two subjects. So you could say something like, could say something like, Aubrey, I don't know if I spelled that right. Aubrey likes chocolate. I'm just guessing. And let's see your brother's name. Aubrey, and it's on the tip of my tongue. Ah! I was just thinking it. Your little brother. I know his name, and it just went kapoof. I haven't had enough coffee today. Okay, I'm just going to say my brother. I can't believe I forgot his name. I know his name. Okay, so what we're going to do, Aubrey likes chocolate, my brother likes chocolate, so we're going to combine those into one sentence. Aubrey and my brother like chocolate. So guess what we have? We have a compound subject, because here's our verb, okay? Here's where our sentence breaks, okay? So here's our complete subject, okay? And then our simple subject is compound. It's Aubrey, and it's actually not my, it's just brother. I better fix that. Aubrey and brother. That's called a compound subject, because there's two subjects in the subject. And guess what it's conjoined by? A conjunction. Okay, I still can't believe I forgot his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. And I know you're probably yelling it at the screen right now. Okay, so now the same thing that you can do in the subject, you can also do in the predicate. Okay, you can have a compound predicate. And that's when I was talking about a while ago, where, well, actually, that's a little bit different. Okay, let's go ahead and do a compound predicate. Bentley! It's Bentley! I knew it. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so now we're going to use his name. Okay, so Bentley, and I don't know if I'm going to spell it right. Bentley rides a bike. Bentley plays in the sand. No, Bentley rides a bike, and Bentley Bentley no, let's do a different one. Bentley let's see. How about plays Bentley sleeps. Those are sentences. They're simple sentences. So we're going to put those together. Bentley plays or sleeps. There we go. So our sentence then would, this is our verb, okay, but it's a compound verb. There's two of them. And it's conjoined by the conjunction or. We just have one subject, but we have compound predicates. Okay, there's two of them. It's joined with this. Now, the other thing that we can learn is we can do the same thing with a sentence, with a compound sentence. And I think I showed you that at the beginning of the lesson about me liking popcorn and coffee. All right, so what you can do is, we're going to put two sentences together. All right, we're going to say Miss Shelley. No, we're not going to use me. We're going to say Caden. Let's see. Rode his bike Caden let's see. Let's do this. Let's say Caden went to church Okay, so we're going to combine both of those sentences and we're going to use Caden went to church, but I'm just going to change it up a little bit. He had to go home. We'll just say something happened. You got sick. Well, you don't want that to happen, but all right. So just saying, okay. Those look good. Okay, so Caden went to church. Caden came home when he got sick. We're going to put those together. These are two simple sentences. Now, I want you to notice something about this simple sentence, though. You see this right here? Okay. Anytime that you put two simple sentences, now when I say a simple sentence, I'm talking about just a small short sentence that just has one subject, one verb, bam, okay? When you put two of those together, then you have to put comma before the conjunction. Now, you can use and, but, or, whichever one fits in the sentence, okay? All right, so let's look at the guided practice right quick. I think I've wasted too much of your time. Let's look at the guided practice. All right, so underline the simple subjects once, simple predicates twice. We're going to write S if it's a simple sentence and C if it's compound. A compound sentence is when you put two sentences together using a comma and the conjunction. So let's do this together. Number one, Mr. Brown fixed his tractor and he plowed his fields. Okay, find your verb or verbs. Always look for more than one verb because every sentence doesn't have just one. Did you get fixed and plowed? Underline those twice because those are your simple verbs, your simple predicates. Okay, and so now since there's two verbs, there might be, doesn't have to be, but there might be two subjects. Mr. Brown and he. Because who or what fixed? Mr. Brown. Underline that once. Who or what plowed? He. Underline that once. Okay, now do you see the comma and? That's dead giveaway. It's a compound sentence, so put a C in the blank. Okay, let's look at number two. The farmer plants and harvests crops each year. Okay, find your verb or verbs. Did you get plants and harvests? Underline those twice. Not and, because and is not part of the verb. And is a conjunction. So that means that sentence has a compound predicate because there's two verbs. So just plants and harvests. And who or what plants and harvests? Farmer. So just one simple simple subject, farmer, underline that once. So is that a compound or a simple sentence? It's just simple because there's not a comma and a conjunction. It's not two sentences put together. It's just one. Has two verbs, but it's just one sentence. Okay, so that's S. Number three. His horses and cows eat oat grain. Where's your verb or verbs? Eat. Underline that twice. Okay. Now, horses, cows are both the simple subject. In that sentence, you have a compound subject. You've got horses and cows. But the sentence itself is just a simple sentence. It's not compound because there's not a comma and a conjunction. Be careful, okay? I'll see you this afternoon. I'll have her there at 3. Okay. All right, so number 3 is simple, S. Okay, now, On the last part, it's wanting us to diagram these sentences. Now, I wanted to show you how. Number 4 wants us to diagram sentence number 1. Now, you know that when we diagram a sentence, we do it this way. The subject goes here, the verb goes here. That's what we've been learning, right? But what if, like on number 1, it's 2 sentences? Because if it's if it's compound, it has a comma and a conjunction, that means it's 2 simple sentences put together. That means we're going to need 2 of these, right? Yeah. One right under it. Okay? Only when it's a compound sentence. When it has comma and, comma but, comma or. That is your clue that it's going to be diagrammed this way. But there's one more thing that we have to do. We have to show which conjunction joins them. Is it and, is it but, or is it or? So in sentence number 1, it's and. So this is how we do it. Actually, let me do it the correct way. It's actually dee, 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 and then a line, and then dee, 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 dee. And then the conjunction you write here. Okay? That's all you do. Now what you do up here is you have to diagram the first sentence, and this is the second sentence. So look at sentence number 1. So the first part of sentence number 1 is Mr. Brown fixed his tractor. Now, can that be a sentence all by itself? Yes. Mr. Brown fixed his tractor. Okay, so what's the verb in that first sentence? Fixed. Who or what fixed? Mr. Brown. Okay. And now let's diagram the second sentence. Okay. He plowed his fields. That can be a sentence too. That's why it's 2 simple sentences joined with and. So it's going to be he and plowed. And that is how you diagram a compound sentence. Okay? Easy peasy. So why don't you pause it and jot that down, copy it down on your paper there on number 4. Okay? And then I'll show you how to diagram sentence number 2. Okay, let's go to sentence number 2. Now, sentence number 2 is a simple sentence, so we're just going to have one diagram, okay? So we'll just like that. But there's something a little bit different. Now, sentence number 2 has 2 verbs, doesn't it? It is a compound predicate. What in the world are we going to do? Well, let me do this a little bit shorter. Now, if we have a compound predicate, we're going to do this. You didn't know we got to draw in English. Wow. This looks complicated, but it's not. What this means is we have one subject, but we have a compound predicate. This is where we write which conjunction joins them. And it's and. I have to write it sideways. Now we just fill it out like normal. What's this simple subject in sentence number 2? Farmer. And what is the compound predicate? Plants. Harvests. That's all you do. Now, if you had to diagram sentence number 3, it doesn't tell us we have to, but if we did, sentence number 3 is the opposite of that. It's got 2 subjects. It's got a compound subject and only 1 verb. So basically it would be the other way around. And this would be over here. And this would be over here. Okay? Easy peasy. All right, so I'd like for you to go ahead and copy that down on sentence number 2 for number 5 so that you know how to do that. If you still don't understand or you need some help or something, up at the very top in that yellow box, it shows you how to do it again, okay? All right, so obviously your assignment is to do page 12, 1 through 10. Now, numbers 4 and 5 and 6, you're going to be diagramming the sentences. Look back at those, okay? It's really easy. It's not hard. If you have questions or you really don't understand, then you can see if your Nana would let you message me. And either I'll help you then or I'll help you on the next day, okay? All right, so on the apply and write, it says to write a compound sentence about your favorite food. Remember to use the comma in the conjunction. Okay, I want you to do that part, okay? All right, I hope you do well on that, and that will be all for today.